Well, Marvel's What If introduced the wider world to the character known as Uatu, the Watcher. Jeffery Wright brought him to life, and he was one of the highlights of the first season of What If, and obviously a big part of season 2. But now I got a pretty interesting update about him and how we might be bringing the character to life in live action, and it'll be much sooner than you're thinking. Let's break it down. Well, before we dive into this could be sort of a spoiler for something Marvel coming later this year, so I wanted to give you guys a quick warning. This news isn't from Marvel Studios or Kevin Feige, so we're taking it with a grain of salt, but it could reveal the aspects of one of Marvel's upcoming projects, and I wanted to make sure I gave you guys a heads up. As many of you remember, Jeffery Wright made his Marvel debut as the Watcher in last year's animated series, What If. Now, I think he did a spectacular job with the character, and fans have been pretty excited to see what he's going to bring to the part for season 2. Now, many fans have been wondering about Uatu's placement inside the MCU, and even though we saw a few Watchers in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the status of Uatu and any appearances have, well, never happened. But it seems like we might be getting pretty close to it. Now, this report comes from the Cosmic Circus, and like I said, not Marvel Studios, but they have a pretty decent track record, and this particular story fits in so perfectly with Marvel's plans, well, I think it actually carries some weight. Now, it appears Jeffery Wright will indeed be playing a live-action version of the Watcher, and he will be making an appearance very soon, and it won't be What If Season 2. According to this report, he's actually going to make his first appearance outside of that series in one of Marvel's upcoming projects this year. Now, we have one more Marvel movie this year, and that is The Marvels. It is a distinct possibility because this is a cosmic adventure. But given his close ties to the multiverse in What If, it would seem a little weird for him to appear here. Now on TV, there's 3 ongoing possibilities. We're smack dab in the middle of the first season of Secret Invasion. And quite honestly, given the spy nature tone of this show, I really see absolutely no space for a Watcher to appear inside of this story. Now, we also have Echo coming up at the end of the year, and once again, I find Echo a very slim possibility. Echo is part of Marvel's street-level heroes, and jamming a Watcher into the beginning of that story while Marvel is developing the street-level heroes would completely break the tone and doesn't work. Now, the answer to where he is going to appear seems pretty obvious to me because we know Loki Season 2 is coming up later this year. Now, the series will put the multiverse front and center, and probably is setting a big part of the stage for Kang Dynasty, so this is the place where the Watcher actually showing up would make perfect sense. Now, the Cosmic Circus does tease another possibility. They do say in their article that there's another project later this year that hasn't been announced, but quite honestly, I don't think Marvel's going to rush anything out given their very quality over quantity refocus they've been doing. I don't know what to make of that. Maybe it's some sort of holiday special they haven't announced and they're going to surprise us with this winter, but I highly doubt it. The Watcher showing up at the end of Loki fits perfectly because we know all these things are coming together in one spot, but I wouldn't expect a big scene from the character. More than likely, if this report turns out to be true, I suspect the Watcher will indeed be part of Loki Season 2, but to me, the strongest possibility would be in the form of a post-credit scene. More than likely, Loki Season 2 will leave us at a bit of a cliffhanger since we're headed into Kang Dynasty, and I'm sure the Watcher will help set the stage for what happens next in Marvel's grander multiverse tale. I could totally see Season 2's epilogue being the Watcher, talking over a series of shots of this altered multiverse that's leading us into Secret Wars, ultimately concluding with our first look at the live-action Uatu in the MCU. Also, Jeffery Wright playing the character sounds great to me. He was awesome in the animated series, and I'm really curious on what they're going to do to bring the character to life. More than likely, just like the previous versions of the Watcher we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy, he'll be a CGI-generated character. But this time should see Wright actually do the performance, and I'm curious to what he could bring to that. Plus, he's got the perfect voice, so this sounds pretty great to me.